What is up, everyone? This is your Italian God and your current WWE pay-per-view prediction champion. Today, we are covering WWE Monday Night Raw from April 25th, 2022. They were live in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we start off with Raw with Riddle. He is surrounded by many wrestlers around the ring, and Riddle welcomes us to Monday Night Raw. Riddle throws us to a very cool package celebrating Randy Orton's 20th year anniversary of his first WWE match that took place on April 25th, 2002. It was a great video package. Randy Orton then comes down. Randy says there have been many twists and turns, and I'm not done yet. Randy's had some badass matches with Triple H, Mick Foley, Ric Flair, The Undertaker, and he proclaims that he is having more fun now than his entire career. I love you, man, and he hugs Riddle. Riddle says, I have a surprise for you, Randy. This guy looks up to you, Randy, and you guys are also friends. And that's when the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, come out. We all know his history with Legacy and Randy Orton in the past. Seth Rollins then stands up and says, isn't this cute? Don't trust him, Randy. He's out here to try to steal your spotlight like Cody tried to steal mine at WrestleMania. Seth says, not everything is about you, Nightmare. Tonight is about Randy. Randy, your best years are behind you. The next generation of superstars won't be inspired by a Nightmare, a Bro, or a Viper, but by Seth Freakin Rollins. That's when Ezekiel comes down and he congratulates Randy Orton and introduces himself. Kevin Owens then calls Ezekiel a liar. That's a lie, as he says. Randy says, you're going to let this guy lie to you. The Usos then come down and Jimmy says, you're a Viper, been doing this for 2 decades. We were 15 watching you. RKBRO, you the twos, we the ones. And then Adam Pearce comes down and makes a special tag match between Seth Freakin Rollins, Kevin Owens, and the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, against the Raw Tag Team Champions, RK-Bro, Ezekiel, and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. So a great way to celebrate Randy Orton tonight. Next, we see Bianca Belair talking to the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, Kane. And Bianca will be defending her Raw Women's titles against Sonya Deville. The match starts and Bianca tosses Sonya over the announce table and Sonya gets counted out. Sonya then immediately restarts the match, saying that this match is now no countouts. Sonya then nails Bianca with a chair and she takes the mic and says this match will be restarted as now no disqualifications either. And then Sonya calls out Queen Zelina and Carmella, and Sonya hits a DDT to Bianca on a chair and she gets a 2 count. Eventually, Bianca tosses Sonya into a chair and she knocks out both Queen Zelina and Carmella and nails a KOD to successfully defend her Raw Women's title against Sonya Deville. Not a lot going on here. Sonya's not really a worthy challenger. Maybe they will make a match for Bianca Belair at WrestleMania Backlash, but who knows? Next, Edge and Damian Priest are backstage. Edge says, AJ, don't let your lemmings put you in a bad situation. Hug your kids with your one arm. And then Damian Priest says, I'm your punishment. Your judgment day has arrived. Very cool segment from Edge and Damian Priest. Next, we have Sam Smothers taking on Veer Mahan, and Veer just completely destroys Sam. He taps out to the cervical clutch. After that, Veer then tosses Sam's shoulder first into the post and applies the clutch again. He slams Sam hard on the table and then applies the cervical clutch on top of the announce table. And Veer Mahan just looking dominant these past couple of weeks on Raw. MVP is now out with Omos. MVP calls all of his fans simpletons. And MVP says that Bobby Lashley's hand will be squished in this arm wrestling challenge tonight. Bobby Lashley comes out to take on Omos in this arm wrestling challenge. Bobby Lashley wins, but after the match, Omos attacks Lashley brutally, slams his head on the table, and then Omos drops Bobby Lashley and slams the table many times onto Lashley's chest. MVP says, there is your almighty. So Omos taking complete control of Bobby Lashley, taking him out with that table, proving he is the man. Speaking of the man, big time Becks Becky Lynch comes out, and Becky takes off her glasses, and Becky says, "It's been 3 years since I walked out on Raw without my Raw Women's Championship. I don't know who Becky Lynch is without that title." After WrestleMania, Becky didn't recognize herself anymore. Becky says, "I've hit rock bottom. If I hit rock bottom, that means there's nowhere else to go but back up. Nobody does a comeback better than me. You all get to be inspired by my climb back up to my precious. Nobody will be able to stop me." And that's when the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, returns, and she comes out, and Asuka grabs the mic. She smiles at Becky and says, "I will stop you," because no one is ready for Asuka. She flicks Becky's nose, and then Asuka goes to nail a elbow to Becky's face, but Becky's able to dodge, and Becky leaves the ring. Very cool to see Asuka back. Asuka and Becky have had many matches in the past, and this rivalry will be great to see them compete again. It's good to see Asuka back. Next, we have Finn Balor taking on Damian Priest with Edge, and their group name is Judgment Day. Balor lands a stomp, and then Damian Priest nails a huge big choke slam and nails a final reckoning, and Damian Priest is your winner. No aftermatch, nothing, just Damian Priest walking out champion. Well, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have a special Miz TV with the WWE United States Champion Theory. We also have a backstage segment with Rio Ripley, and we have our main event, the big tag match, RK-Bro, Cody Rhodes and Ezekiel taking on the Usos, Seth Freakin Rollins, and Kevin Owens. Stay tuned. The Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast family would like you to check out Anchor.
With Anchor, you can record, edit, and publish your own podcast for free.
Distributing your podcasts has never been this easy with Anchor, which allows you to send out your podcast to platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and much, much more.
Get uncensored and download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome back. Miz TV is now on the air, and Miz says it took 12 years since credibility was involved with the U.S. title. And he introduces Theory, the United States champion, down to the ring. And Theory says the Miz is the inspiration. Theory says, "I'm the youngest U.S. champion in WWE history, but I'll be remembered as the U.S. champion." And the Miz says, "No one should demand a title match. You're the true champion." That's when Mustafa Ali comes down, and Miz says, "You still work here?" And Ali says, "You're cracking jokes. If I want to laugh, all I have to do is watch you wrestle." And then Ali challenges Theory to a title match. Theory says no, and then Mustafa Ali challenges the Miz after Miz trashes him, and the two fight. Miz tosses Ali into the post. Miz kicks away at Ali with the many yes kicks. And then Ali nails a spinning heel kick. And eventually, Ali is able to roll up the Miz to get the 3-count win. Great to see Mustafa Ali back in action. He's a great talent. And I'm excited to see what is going to be next for him. Next, Rio Ripley is backstage. She says she is done associating herself with disappointments. That's when Liv Morgan attacks her, and the two of them have to be pulled apart by guards. We now are here at our main event. We find out that Bobby Lashley will fight Omos at WrestleMania Backlash. The main event is Cody Rhodes, the Raw Tag Team Champions, RK-Bro, and Ezekiel taking on Seth Freakin Rollins, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, and Kevin Owens. Back and forth action to start. Ezekiel nails a spine buster on Seth Rollins and gets a 2-count. Seth then nails a top rope reverse suplex. And then Riddle with the knee to Jimmy Uso's face. KO lands a swanton and gets a 2-count, but then Randy lands an RKO on Jimmy, and then Jay jumps off the top rope and gets an RKO out of nowhere, and Randy Orton wins. And that is it for Raw. Really just a sort of night to sort of just celebrate Randy Orton. Not a lot of stuff happening tonight. We did see the return of Asuka, the return of Mustafa Ali. We did see Becky Lynch come back after not being around since WrestleMania. So a lot of returns, a lot of good moments. I'm excited for what's to come. WrestleMania Backlash is in a couple of weeks. Excited for that. Well, it's actually this Sunday, so I'm very excited for that. So stay tuned. We'll be dropping our SmackDown recap. Be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.